Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spellbreak's Let's Learn series. I'm ZeroFuse, the illustrious bookworm of the Hisoten Library, otherwise known as Zero News. And if you're wondering why exactly you can't lollywall into a mage without getting sent to the library with those reads, then you've come to the right place. Today we're looking at a mid-range set between MinaSolvilo, the prodigy child of the Patchouli Sanctuary, or maybe he's just some shitposter, I'm not sure, and Fat Toucan, also known as Double Tuna, who stands the vanguard of the Suika Republic. This set may be more in the mid-level range, but I always felt it's important to go back every now and then to review the basics. Patchy vs Suika is a hectic matchup. They both get good Okizeme on one another, but both characters struggle in breaking the other character's guard due to how well they zone each other. On top of their overly defensive kits, they carry things like Throwing Atlas, Emerald City, or Scarfs, making it increasingly difficult to commit to real pressure or block streams. Because of this, I imagine we'll be seeing lots of resets, reversal baiting, counter hits left and right, making this the equivalent of two people banging their heads together until the other one falls over. In the Suika vs Patchouli matchup, it's actually Suika's goal to disable Patchouli's aerial game with bullets like 5C and 2C, and using 6C in moderation. Patchouli must be wary of Suika's 6B though, because it stops her from doing her bullet setups, while Suika must be wary of committing to 5C or 6C too hard because of Patchouli's J6C. The pressure is about even on both sides. Both characters don't have any real good corner carries, and thanks to Patchouli's speed, she doesn't chase too well either, so if Patchouli becomes too aggressive, she'll have to consider Suika's jump back options like J2A or J6A. In the corner though, Patchouli has an edge in either attacking or defending due to her burst crush potential on top of her spell variety. While defending, she has a throwaway reversal that she can use in conjunction with Suika's lackluster corner pressure, which consists of a lot of resets and staggers. We'll be looking at 3 different games from this set. The first, somewhere in the middle, and the last game. In a best of 3 tournament setting, you often use the first game to apply what you know and use the later games to adapt. So I imagine we'll see a drastic change from both players between the first and last games in this set. But before that, let's see what they're bringing to the table. First off, we got MinaSolvilo on Patchouli, who's bringing 4 Tengu fans to help with spacing, chasing, or Okizeme. Summer Red for the combo damage, Winter Element for aerial disabling, sniping, and zoning, Emerald City to replace his Dew Spears, so I guess he wants a DP and a combo enabler, and finally his only spell is 4 Royal Flares. So this deck isn't so out of the norm as it may seem, except for the no system cards of course. The Tengu fans on Patchouli has actually been more recently experimented with because Patchouli players have been looking for that speed, that chasing power, that Okizeme. And of course the only 4 Royal Flares. He is lacking spell variety. He's not going to have very good crush potential because he's lacking things like 2 spell card gear or 2 card deluge, but I mean this is Mina style. He gets in there, he crushes his opponent, he makes them very afraid of Royal Flare. That's what he does. And now let's go to Toucan. 2 coins, 1 scarf, Fire Oni for the aerial disabling and zoning, Oni binding to get more bang for his buck and mid-screen combos as well as slowing Patchouli down, 3 Atlas for the strong punish option, evening the odds, Gaki Binding for completely disabling and snowballing, as well as 2 Will-O-Wisps for sealing the neutral game or otherwise combo damage. I'm not sure with that one. We'll see how he uses it. Don't have anything of him met, so without further ado, let's hop into these games. Alright, MinaSolvilo vs Fat Toucan. Patchouli vs Suika, let's go. Mina starting this off kind of standard, throwing out his signature 5C Dew Spears. It's a good zoning technique. If your opponent doesn't know how to move, they just push themselves into a corner. But otherwise, you would have to catch them with things like J8A. He was very awkward on his 2C there. He wasn't sure how to advance his pressure from there. And quite frankly, there's not many options. Okay, so that right there, that was not a good decision to make. You don't want to chase Suika like that because you don't have faster startup melees than Suika does. Suika could have done a J5A or a J6A as soon as you were in her range, and Patchouli doesn't have very good angles on her melee either. So the moment he went for J5A instead of like a J5C, he kind of sealed his fate, so all Toucan had to do was walk under him and punish accordingly. Mina pressing buttons. 6-6Bs out of the Fire Oni, but no real combo there because it was a very awkward angle. Pushes himself back into the corner. Ooh, eats a Fire Oni. MinaSolvilo has the Emerald City leveled up, but is he going to use it? Like here? I think he could have used it earlier when Suika was just flying around him. Need a 5C to the face. Toucan trying to get some D6 in. Oh, Mina forgets that he has the Emerald City. Tried to do a Dew Spear setup. Not good. Yeah, I think that's a good decision to make. When you see Patchouli in the air and she's not running Saw Blade, then doing a JD6 at her when she doesn't have a very good angle on you, and she just like jump back or something, then you definitely want to air graze into her and wait for her bullets. Heavy Fog, but I don't think it's going to do much. Maybe for Mina. The barrage of bullets. He succumbs to it eventually. Okay, so that was a D2 pressure reset. I actually like that, but he didn't have a proper follow-up. If he had done J8A instead, he could have forced blocks. Flying around each other, kind of stepping on each other's toes. Not sure how to advance, I guess. It is awkward movement, I guess. Oh, and there's the flare, and Toucan does get crushed because he had tried to dash back down when the flare had come out. Look at that, so awkward. They can't walk up to each other and not know what to do. Okay, 2B is a good... the startup on it isn't too slow, so that is a good response option, but he was too slow in following it up. And he tried to go for it again, but he got hit by a 2A for his troubles. There's the Lollyball. There's the punish too. That was an awkward combo. He went for like a D2C, but he was able to follow up anyway. Okay, here comes the binding. Does throw out another one. He's got a double binding combo, which means Patchouli's down 2 orbs, but he's holding on to Emerald City. Does he use it? Yes, he does. He's out for free. He didn't even need the orbs. Fat Toucan looking to get back in on him, throwing out both 5C, and he does zone him. He was controlling his air with those 5Cs, but he lost traction. River Mist, oh, this is awkward. May as well throw out bullets, huh? And there's a Lollyball. He recognized that Mina was just trying to snipe him out with bullets during this weather, and that's honestly not a very bad idea either, because even if he had landed it, there's a good chance that River Mist was going to leave him safe. Faroni pressure, and okay. He didn't have to block that. If he had seen the charge, then he could have Emerald City'd that. Aerial Crush, kind of awkward. And the hitbox on charge J2A. This is looking like Mina's game right now. Let's see. If he had waited a little bit, that J2A actually would have crossed him up. And Mina hitting buttons on Wake Up, and it was the wrong buttons. It wasn't Emerald City. So Fat Toucan takes this game. Okay, round 2. Let's go. Toucan putting himself in the corner right away, but mid-screen pressure uses charge 2B as a frame trap, catches the high jump, and presses too many C bullets again. The 236 of Patchouli goes right through it all. Trying to get him out of the air. Throw out some J6C, see what he does. And, oh, that's a bad J5A angle. Okay, so he border escapes that and kind of reverses the momentum in his favor. Mina trying to wall him off using J6A, but he's Toucan's actually chicken blocking all this really well until he gets caught by that air unblockable there, where Mina does a reset into another combo. Had he had Emerald City there, he could have leveled up some Tengu fans. And there's that thing I was talking about earlier when you charge into Suika like that as Patchouli. Remember, she doesn't chase too well, so Mina got hit by J6A. Very instant J6A. We're looking at Sprinkle right now, but I don't think it's going to do too much unless... Oh, okay. So that was really good. He saw the border escape. I'm pretty sure that Toucan still had an air dash, but one thing you can do is that you can juggle with Patchouli's bullets on your opponent. So that way, eventually, they have to run into a D2 on the wall, and you can crush from that. A pressure reset there, but Toucan tried to super armor through it and got hit for his troubles. He is low on orbs right now. Gets hit by a Faroni, and the crush is going to finish him. Met him in the air with the J5A. Doesn't do the full combo, just goes for a reset. Not sure. Ooh, almost crossed him up with those J5Cs. Toucan just dashing left and right, trying to get the right angles on Patchouli. And there's the knockdown. Where's ZeroFuse ending? He was trying to read a ground tech, I suppose. Ooh, there was the Fire Oni, but he got counter hit by 6XP into a full combo. Patchouli, J6A, Ogizeme, it can be good, but you need to use it in the corner. Otherwise, they can just tech out. We're gonna see some Emerald City. Just get him off the... Oh, he does press buttons there, but it wasn't Emerald City again. He's too afraid of using it. But he air techs and tries pressing buttons again. You have to consider those Suika bullets. Otherwise, you're just gonna get hit constantly by them. And final game, let's go. Fat Toucan's 2-0 right now. Toucan putting himself in the corner yet again. And he was going to get crushed there anyway, so he tries to portal escape, but gets hit by a cross under Patchouli J8A. Sniping Mina out of his walls. I think he's getting used to the fact that Mina likes to land cancel J-Space. Toucan crosses himself up with the Dew Spears and gets comboed for his trouble. Ooh, doesn't chase after that block string. Okay, nice combo. Toucan noticing that Mina does nothing but throw out lots of bullets, so he dashes into him unafraid and high jumps into him. Also a nice DP bait there. Does the full dial A for pressure, and border escapes forward on the 6XP, a very good option because Patchouli is not running a very strong follow-up option for that. And, oh, okay. So that he was out of air dashes and he air teched. That was not a good spot for him. But on that one bullet that he got hit by, he still could have border escaped forward to give him better positioning. You spend the ore, but at least you save yourself the trouble. Tries to catch him with 6XP again, and Toucan knows way too well. He border escapes forward and goes for that J5A. Unless you're running Summer Flame, he has nothing to worry about. And we're in the middle of Typhoon now. This is the Suika weather. And he was holding Atlas versus Typhoon. That's 5,000 damage. All he had to do was wait for a good time. So this game is looking very much in Toucan's favor right now. I don't think Mina should be challenging him in Typhoon at all. Suika does way too much damage in this weather. Okay, Mina tried to press buttons as soon as he landed, but it wasn't Emerald City. And throws out a random Emerald City, thinking he had Dew Spears. And no real punish for it, and this is Mountain Vapor. If there's going to be any spell shenanigans, it's going to be now. Mountain Vapor is the real Suika champs weather too. And there it is! He throws out an Oni binding out of nowhere, knowing that Mina was going to be pressing buttons, and takes the entire set. Wow. Okay, so that's the set. Let's review. So, very nice set overall. I think the set did kind of go how I imagined, and, you know, it was lots of snipes left and right. Nobody's able to pin each other down. And then Toucan with the Fire Oni, though! Oh my gosh, that Fire Oni was so destructive. Every time he used it, good things were happening, as well as the bindings. Like, the bindings gave him momentum. They kept his momentum. And then Atlas damaged his momentum. But we didn't see enough Will-O-Wisp, unfortunately. I wanted to see more of that Will-O-Wisp gameplay. As for Mina, he was running Tengu Fence, but he didn't get to use them too much because I don't think he finished his combos properly. Like, maybe if he finished more of his combos with Emerald City, he gave him more time to level up a card instead of momentum finishing off with a combo with like 236. I also feel as if Mina had like very awkward combo confirms. Like every time he landed a counter hit, he wasn't sure how to finish his combo confirms. Like off of D22 before, he dropped the game because he couldn't finish that combo with the J8A, and he went for a reset instead. The Winter Element and Summer Red both didn't have too much play, but as for running that Emerald City, I think if he was running Dew Spear instead, he would have been a bit more comfortable, because every time he used Emerald City, or like, okay, not every time, but there were some times when he used Emerald City where he was going for Dew Spears, and it actually would have been the correct play, or a good play, rather. But he had the Emerald City instead. It's like he forgot he was running the DP. And his flares were good, but most of them were based off of like Toucan's mistakes. He didn't really try to go for any specific or special crush setups. So again, a very good setup. There's something to learn from this. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys another time.